January 2025. I have my cup of coffee and I have you with me today. So, hey, how's it going? Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you had a good day yesterday. If you're in another part of the world where your day is halfway or all the way through, hope it was good for you. But yeah, here we are, and I'm glad to be joining you again on a Tuesday morning. As soon as I figure this out, we're going to get ourselves what was I going to say? A poll up. We got to get our poll up so we can see what's going on, right? But anyway, I don't know what's going on out there in the world today. It's cloudy and rainy here in Georgia. Um, Hot cup of Joe. Gotta love it, right? Let's do this here. I don't know how to do this. We're gonna get our poll up. We always get our poll up. Always happens. Let's see. Boop. And let's go to the channel. And there I am live. Let's go to the channel. I see myself. It's weird to have to do this. I used to consider myself to be very tech savvy. And I know there are easier ways to do this. I just haven't taken the time to figure them out. So we got a couple people. So, oh gosh, Sloraya. Is that how I pronounce your name? She's on here. Thanks, Johnny Bravo, of course, Abnorm. Oh yeah, there's going to be one every day, my friend. I just did not schedule it. I apologize for that. But here we are nonetheless, right? I had it pulled up on my computer screen so I could follow along with you guys last time, and for some reason, it's not working. Here it goes. Now we're cooking. I am, like I said, I used to consider myself to be very tech savvy, but I don't know why I'm not that way now. It's like I'm letting technology get the best of me. And it's sad because I don't consider myself to be that old. I'm 48. But I've always been in computers and stuff all the time, so it's not like my first time touching a phone or a computer, right? Let's do a poll. What's our poll going to be today? Oh, he's on Discord. You know, Johnny Bravo here has been steadfast and loyal in getting our Discord up and running. Gave him a world of permissions, basically everything as if it was his own. Just gave him blind faith and trust into this guy to get our Discord up. I really just didn't take the time to learn it. He knows everything about it. So, yeah. We got Vanos Gaming is here. Freaky Tom Windward. All right, well, that's cool. Hope you're having a good morning. Thanks for joining us. Where are you from, Vanos? Is it Vanos or are we going to call you Tom? I don't know. We got to think of a poll. Quick, something pop into my head that we can ask the silly. Here we go. If I can spell correctly. I don't know. It's just something random that comes into my mind. I feel like if I overthink it, it won't be as fun. But whatever. I just throw something silly up there and get people to vote. Nothing divisive or going to hurt anybody's feelings, basically. Anywho. Man, I just can't get enough of this coffee maker. Grinding the beans and brewing it all at once. It's wonderful. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Suggest you invest in one if you haven't already. I realized moved into this house and had a dishwasher, and I've really been using like paper plates and stuff for the first while, you know, seeing if I wanted to just taking my time getting stuff in the house. So I decided to use the dishwasher for the first time yesterday. It's an old dishwasher, and it doesn't work. Not that I have a ton of dishes. I just thought I would give it a shot and see. It made lots of noise, and it sounded like it was doing something in there. But when I emptied it up after the cycle was done, the soap was just sitting there on the bottom of the thing, like no water had been moving inside the machine at all. So, yeah. Do I replace it or just wash dishes by hand the good old-fashioned way? You know, I guess I'll be washing them by hand. Oh, man. Anyway, that was my dilemma yesterday, you know, battling the dishwasher. not battling it. It made some crazy ass noises. I was tempted to just turn it off. I thought it was going to explode or just like leak water everywhere, but it didn't do any of that. It just groaned and complained for like 45 minutes. My first world problems, right? Istanbul's here. Hey, Istanbul. As always, it's a pleasure to have you here. I'm going to move this screen over here like this so I can see the comments better. Oh, so you guys going to watch the Super Bowl? Are you guys football fans, American football fans? Anybody going to watch the big Super Bowl game? I think it's in not this coming weekend, but the following weekend. It's the Chiefs and the Eagles. The Chiefs are like knocking it out of the park every year. They're just rocking and rolling, just dominating the NFL scene. I'm not huge into football, but you know, the Super Bowl here in the States is like a really big thing. And even if you're not a football fan at all, you're going to interact in some way regarding the NFL football and the Super Bowl. Somebody's going to ask you. You're going to hear about it on the radio, see it on TV. Yeah, it's social media especially. It's all over the place. It's a big deal. It's bigger than New Year's Eve, in my opinion. It's like super huge. You don't know how football works. It's well, you know, you can always learn. You got the internet, you got Google, you got YouTube, or any other platform you decide to use to educate yourself. I don't really watch. Like I said, I don't watch the games unless I'm around people. I may try to find a place here in town, like a sports bar or something that's going to be watching it. I may go. They'll all be strangers to me, but I may go just for that. I haven't really done anything like that in years and years and years. So I may do that. I don't know. Hey, Wesley, how's it going? Yeah, check out the Super Bowl. And if you know that game's going to go late into the evening. Well, it's a Sunday. No, it won't go late in the evening. It should be done in the mid-evening. It starts in the afternoon. Anywho, go check. I'm probably going to see about checking it out. I don't know if I'll be able to bring you guys along or not in a crowded sports bar watching the football game. We may do it. May do a live stream at some crowded sports bar. And me trying to talk over the noise. And the cheers and boos and whatever else that goes on with the game. I don't know. We're doing live streams all over the place. And there's Mary. All of my usual people would stop in and saying hi. I feel so, fortunate to have all you guys coming in and checking on me and hanging out. It's really nice. It really is nice. I was looking at some stuff, as always, like I try to do, as far as like things going on in the world and focus on some of the good stuff that's going on. I really don't want to focus on the president and all his shenanigans. But this guy, I didn't read the whole story, just the highlight. Somebody got on GoFundMe, crowdfunded this guy some money. He got $40,000 raised for a pizza delivery guy who only got a $2 tip in a snowstorm delivery. So I don't know where this was, but snow inundated this place. The pizza delivery persevered, delivered the pizza, and only got a $2 tip. Evidently complained about it on social media. Somebody stepped up and did a GoFundMe, and they raised $40,000 for a pizza delivery guy because he did it in the snow. That's America for you, right there. Ramesh! Hey, Ramesh, how's it going? What did you miss? A pizza delivery guy who delivered pizza in the snow. Somebody raised $40,000 for him. I don't know. That's a lot of damn money for delivering a pizza. And I guess it's conflicting for me because you think about all the things that people could donate money to for people who really need it. But they'll rally behind somebody who trenched through the snow with a hot pizza versus the family that are living in tents on the side of the road. Am I overthinking it? I don't want to be a Debbie Downer or nothing like that, but it just seems wild to me how people will spend their money, including myself. I'm not the best about spending my money on just and right things. I do donations and stuff like that, kind of fly under the radar. I don't want to publicize that too much. But yeah, it's it's just wild. It's just wild. And I've always made the point that nobody really wants to give to charity unless they're being rewarded or entertained in some way. So like like hurricane victims, they really didn't do that kind of stuff this year. But I remember in the past, if there was some kind of thing that happened, celebrities would come in and do like free concerts to raise money for the local people in some kind of disaster. And then people would show up in droves and give money to watch somebody sing, but they had to be entertained for their donations. it seems like it seems like something from the Roman Empire. I will go to the Colosseum and watch a man get eaten alive, and then I will be able to give money in charity that way for my entertainment purposes only. Oh man. Mm. That's all right, Ramesh. Voice to text butchers everything I say too, because I talk too fast sometimes, and I have a southern accent, and sometimes my words don't come out as clear as they should. And yeah, I get the most weird and bizarre text messages sometimes when I'm trying to do voice to text, especially if I'm trying to like send like a paragraph, something I'm trying to text somebody, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. Or if I go too fast and send it, and then I read it after I send it, and I'm like, what in the world was Google thinking? It's like, really? I wasn't trying to say that at all. Oh my goodness. It's frustrating. And then like I said yesterday, I have to talk like a robot on the voice to text to get it to do right. It's just I just rather type it in. If I had maybe I should get a full keyboard Bluetooth to my cell phone and I can just type in everything I want to say, carrying around a giant Bluetooth keyboard. I need the big keys. Oh, I feel like my dad's 80 years old. He has to have one of those grandpa remotes with giant buttons on it. He's like, I can't see what's on there. So you get him the remote with like 3 buttons: power, volume, and channel. That's it. He's just like, here you go, old man. Knock yourself out. They had my brother and sister and I were in this group chat. Mostly them. My sister can't stop talking, but going on about how our dad is, wild, old, crazy man. And I'm reading comments too. But anyway, I was sending funny stuff like the big button television remotes for him to use. And I came across what I always thought would be hilarious to market as a gag gift would be a rotary cell phone. An actual cell phone with like a rotary dial on it that actually worked for people who are like in their 80s and 90s. You'd be like, you can call me on this. If you don't know what a rotary phone is, you're too young. But yeah, the dial that spun around with every number you dialed. And to have a rotary cell phone, I thought would be just a hilarious gimmick or gag gift. But I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago, somebody had actually developed one, and it had this funky antenna that got on top of it, and you had the big rotary dial on it. You can look it up. Just Google rotary cell phone. You'll see images of it. I think it's hilarious. Poor old Johnny driving while he's on here. Be careful, Johnny. Be careful, man. You don't have to text all the time while you're driving. We need you to get to where you're going safe. As always, drive safe. Do not text and drive. All that good disclaimer stuff. I was talking to Johnny on Discord. It's like, I need to make a video. It's like a blanket liability, what do you call it? Video saying, I'm not liable for this, this, and this, and this because of that, and that, and have something that like covers every aspect. Do some stupid video like that and speed up the sound so it sounds like I'm saying it super fast in the commercial. You're parked now, Johnny? Good deal, man. Good deal. We definitely need to give Johnny kudos for his efforts regarding the Discord. So if you like to keep chatting with people throughout the day when I'm not on live, including myself, you can jump on Discord and throw some chats out there and, ask questions or check on people or, share us something funny you saw on the internet. And we just keep ourselves a community together since I'm not on live 24/7. It's a cool way to stay in touch with the people that you've met on the channel that you like and enjoy and you made friends with from around the world. You can do it from anywhere. So yeah, get on the Discord. Um, we've hired Ramesh. He's going to be my correspondent in India. I got to have people from all over the world. And here's Ramesh reporting from India. What do you got there, Ramesh? That'd be great. I had another idea for my WTF. I got a couple of new ideas for my WTF news videos. I got to get on that. I've been goofing off, just you know, and taking it easy. But I need to get back. They're not hard to make. I just got to get up and do it. And one of the WTF videos, I got to get up super early in the morning so there's not a lot of traffic. I don't want a bunch of cars going by, and I feel kind of awkward standing out there by myself with a camera on a tripod, people passing by. They're like, "What are you doing?" And I'm trying to look like a reporter. They have no clue. uh, there you go. So we got a pecking order now. You got Johnny, you got Ramesh. They're running the thing. I'm just kind of like I'm a side part of the whole thing now. They've completely taken over. Oh, we got to pin something here. Oh yeah, I want to pin that real quick. Message pinned. All right. Let's see here. I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna get on a limb here. Let's do that. And then we're gonna click it again and add as moderator, and we're gonna put Manning. And save it back. Now you've been upgraded, Johnny. You've been upgraded. So, yeah, it's a team effort. I think it's going to have potential to help the channel grow. It's awesome. I like it. I think it's going to be good. So, yeah, check out the Discord. And sip and enjoy your coffee. That's a little phrase I got going on back here today. Some people like guzzle it down and on the go, and I'm guilty of that. Just chugging coffee and going down, getting the next cup and go through a whole pot, and then my heart's about to explode, and I got the shakes and jitty, I'm all jittery and everything. So that's something I need to work on as well. Just sip and enjoy. I'm already burning through this cup of coffee right now. And then you got these little stories on the Good News Network. Let's go check out what happened on this day in history. This day in history for January 28th. Oh gosh, what is this? We Are the World. Oh my gosh. 40 years ago today, the 40th anniversary of the charity song We Are the World to raise money for famine relief in Africa. That's exactly what I was saying. People have to be entertained to donate. But anyway, that was a huge thing. Man, I remember that. We are the world. We are the children. And it was written by Michael Jackson and Lionel Richie. It came with a fast-selling American pop single, in the fastest-selling American pop single in history, with over 20 million copies raised, over $63 million immediately for humanitarian aid for one song. Michael Jackson, though. I mean, that was the 80s, and that's Michael Jackson. He was in his heyday right there, big time, right? But yeah, geez, 1985. Yeah. But We Are the World, that was 40 years ago today. Man, that song while playing in my head, I remember all how it was just taking over everything. You saw it on TV, you heard it on the radio over and over and over again. People were talking about it, getting really involved. No social media, but music was super influential during that time. And before the internet, I mean, yeah, music was super influential regarding things like that. And people do concerts for benefit concerts and things like that. Hey, GH, how's it going? Sergeant Malky. Sergeant Malky, you know what? I don't know if any of you guys are prior service on here. I think I've asked that before. And I served some in the Army. I want to show you guys something. And that's not like a bragging thing, but it's kind of like a special reveal. So hold on just a second. I'm going to go grab something. I'll be right back. Hold on. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. This is my dress uniform from the Army. 12 23 years. I got my stripes on both sleeves for deployments and years in service. I was a sergeant first class, got all this crazy stuff going on. It's part of the Tennessee National Guard, and that's my dress uniform. I wore it one time, and when I retired, I was able to keep it, and that's that right there. Let's get that back in the camera a little better. So yeah, that's my military uniform for 23 years of service in the United States Army, right there. Yeah, pretty neat. See if I can hang this up on this mic stand without it falling and causing a scene. There we go. So yeah. Oh, you called the police on somebody, Johnny? You got all kinds of got some stuff going on in Johnny's world. He's a security guy for rest stops and truck stops and stuff like that. Let's look at our poll. So 33% of people like ice cream, 33 like pie, 22 like cake, and 11 like cookies for dessert. Those are the pressing issues for us here on Coffee with Malcolm. So yeah, got to get that dessert, right? And somebody mentioned in the comments, cake is more like a birthday thing. Yeah, I mean, I'll go to the store and I'll buy a cake that's made at the grocery store or something like that, in the bakery side that's fresh, kind of fresh. He ran 4 red lights, and there's good grief. Night drive this morning. He ran 4 red lights running away from you. It's amazing he didn't get in a car accident and kill somebody. But we are the world. I'm going to look that up and, yeah, check that out. I don't know. It's very nostalgic for me being a kid at the time when that came out, and everybody was talking about it all the time. We are the world. We are the children. I can't sing. Wow. That's interesting. The Warsaw Confederation sanctioned religious freedom in Poland. Can you guess what year that happened? Religious freedom was sanctioned in Poland in a particular year on this day. You worked for a teacher for 23 years. You're also a survivor. I believe it. Working with all those kids. I couldn't believe it. You just observed him running? Oh, yeah. A horribly written song for people to sing. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't a horrible song. Come on, man. It wasn't that bad. It was very catchy. I've got it playing in my head now, and I haven't heard it in decades. Oh, no. You got a vinyl record. Replace a corner, Malky? Is it hard? I'm not sure. A corner on what? I'm having a lousy day. I got the vinyl corner, but it was damaged by shippers. Now I have to wait for a replacement. I'm not sure what your vinyl corner is for, GH. I don't know. Now, the year that religious freedom was sanctioned in Poland was in 1573. 1573. We talk about religious freedom here in the United States with the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution and all that stuff. But Poland was like in 1573 going, hey, you can have religion however you like. Freedom of religion. Or religious freedom. Same difference. In 1573. That's a long ass time. Oh, the vinyl siding of the house. How can you, it came chipped. Okay, I totally forgot what we were talking about. It was damaged by shippers, and I have to wait for the replacement. I don't think you can fix it, dude. It's plastic. You could try to melt it back together or something like that. It's going to look horrible. Yeah, with plastic stuff like that, you're not going to be able to fix it. You see these little hacks on the internet where people can mold stuff back. You'll spend so much money, time, and effort trying to fix that piece of plastic. You could have bought 10 more corner pieces. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. Let's see here. Pride and Prejudice was first published in 1813. I know of that, but I've never read it or anything like that. What? How do you even gauge that? The world's largest snowflake fell in Fort Kita, Montana, which was reported to be 15 inches wide. Really? And that was in 1887. So some guy was out in Montana with a ruler in 1887 and measured a snowflake. uh, oh, man. It just goes to show that we as human beings are doing stupid stuff even before the internet. Oh my gosh. Women here were granted again the right to vote in 1938. I wonder when it happened. I'm not sure. World's largest snowflake, 15 inches. So he had a yardstick. He wasn't even a ruler. Some guy out in Montana watching snow. And then when the flake hits the rest of the snow, how are you going to like distinguish that from the rest of the snow and get an accurate measurement? Are you out there running around with a yardstick measuring flakes as they fall? How do you even? I would call BS on that. I was like, there's no way you could prove that. How do you? It's just some nifty little story that somebody threw in a newspaper in Montana back in 1887 as a headline or something like that. I can't imagine even today people trying to do that with lasers and technology and super fast cameras watching snowflakes to measure it. So I don't know. There's some interesting stuff that happened on this day in history. Alan Alda, best known for his. Anybody watch the show MASH? My dad was into that. That's an old show too. It was in the 70s. The guy who played Hawkeye, he turns 89 today. Blah blah blah. There's a whole lot about him, and yeah. Anyway, said some. I'm reading some stuff about Legos now. Anyway, giant snowflakes, religious freedom, and we are the world. That's what happened on this day in history. That's the only notable. Well, those are the good things. That's from the Good News Network. So there are probably a lot of terrible things that happen on this day in history as well. They're not going to be listed on this particular app. Only good news. We are the world. Giant snowflakes. Birthday for a MASH character and religious freedom. So, yeah, Lego stepping on them in the dark is definitely not fun. There is videos of people out there. There was a stupid, crazy video of two guys playing basketball barefoot on a court covered in Legos. Look it up. They were running around, screaming and yelling, stepping on Legos, trying to play one-on-one basketball with Legos like all over the ground. And just, their feet were mutilated. And the video is only a couple minutes long because that's probably all they could bear. It's like insanity. It's like, we're going to go to the extreme, so viral, so extreme to make this video. I wouldn't do that. I would not do that. That's interesting to know, GH. Thank you for sharing that. 58 seconds. Jeez. It was like a Goodyear blimp bloated that much. You done some dances at night, stepping on Legos. I had Legos as a kid. I had them all over the place too. My dad would scream at me and stuff. But his thing was to not yell at me to pick them up. He would pick them up and throw them away. So all the little pieces, my Lego collection kept dwindling because I would leave a piece here and there. He would step on it. He'd either vacuum it up or scoop it up, throw it away. And it's like, that'll show him. It's like, where did that one little piece? I'm a kid, like, I need that little piece to build this little doodad or whatever. And it would never be found. And then later, my mom tells me, it was like, yeah, your dad used to throw those things away or vacuum them up. I'm like, what? He would just, that was his solution. Just grinding up Lego pieces in a vacuum. Where's the vacuum grinding up the Lego grinding up the vacuum itself, destroying the vacuum? The Lego pieces probably survived more so than the vacuum cleaner did. I probably guarantee that. Put money on the table for that. double tap your screen. There's a magic trick that happens when you do that. On this particular live cast, if you double tap your screen, it's a trick. You gotta double tap to figure out what it is. It's a cool little thing. I wasn't gonna put it out there, but Johnny mentioned it, so yeah. Um, anyway, yeah, they won't trap farts unless you have like triple HEPA filters with carbon layers in it. Oh gosh, it reminds me. Um, I was suckered into selling Kirby vacuums when I was like 19 or 20 years old. I was looking for extra money, and this guy came up to me and he's just talking, just shooting the breeze, like, and I was, I don't know how it came about really, but he's like, yeah, you can make, I was like, what do you do or something like that. He told me he sells vacuum, makes money and all stuff. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, you just go to people's houses, you vacuum their floor, you demonstrate this thing, they buy it, you get paid, you go to the next house. It's super easy. I'm like, really? All right. So you go to this. I remember going to this place. Looking back, it was sketchy from the start. It was complete pyramid scheme, sketchy sales things, right? And Malcolm's confessions. A lot of this stuff is going to be confessions throughout my life that I've done and stupid things. But went to this office place in this back room, and there were like 10 of us in there, and the guy that was like the owner of the particular Kirby business in that area was giving us a class on the vacuum and all its features and what it can do and all the selling points and how it compares to other brands and things like that. This whole thing was like 8 hour course, and we got paid for that. They paid us not cash, but they paid us for our time to the class. Like, oh, we're already getting paid. This is great. And they would give you a Kirby vacuum cleaner. You would throw the whole box and everything, put that in the back of your car, and they would give you 2 or 3 addresses, and you would go out to these places and demonstrate this vacuum. And the sales pitch was they did cold calls. They would just call people up and like sales pitch, hey, we'll come vacuum and shampoo one room in your house for free if you let us demonstrate this vacuum cleaner. People would do it. People would do it. Like, yeah, come on down, you can do it. And a lot of them in their minds like, I'm not buying a damn vacuum, but if I can get my living room shampooed and everything, whatever. So I would go to these people's houses, and I'm just like 20 years old. This vacuum can do this, and this vacuum can do that. And I'm doing this whole spiel and everything like that. And they're just looking at me like, hurry up and get it done, get out of my house. I can think about it in the past, but yeah, it was embarrassing. I did not sell a single vacuum. I was in really wealthy houses, and I was in a couple of trailers. It was, a gambit of different homes and income brackets, and I wouldn't get many of the nice neighborhoods. Those were for the more experienced sellers. They would get because they knew they were going to sell them. They get commissions on the nice neighborhoods. They send the rookies like me to trailer parks. So, you had it done with shampoo. Oh, I survived it. But the one story that's funny about that whole thing is they sent me to this one trailer, and it wasn't in a trailer park. It was just down this back road. I'm driving along. No GPS. No GPS. I had to figure out on a map where the people lived and take turns. I managed to get around flawlessly at the age of 19 with maps. Imagine that. But I got to this guy's house. Immediately when I pulled up, I'd been doing this for like a week, and I'm already getting burned out. I'm like, this is not going to work out. I'll do it, whatever. I was trying to make money. Like, I was trying to persevere. I'm going to sell these damn vacuums. I get in this house, and there's like junk all in the yard. It's a stereotypical redneck trailer with garbage everywhere, broken down vehicles, all the dogs running around, all this junk like that. I'm like, oh, here we go. So I go into this house, and I start demonstrating the vacuum. And I'm like, it does this and this. It has all these filters. It can clean all the stuff up. And give me your vacuum. I'll show you how much more it can get out of your carpet versus your vacuum. Blah, blah, blah. I'm going. And as I'm demonstrating this vacuum cleaner, these 2 dogs kept popping in and out from behind the couch. They had 2 couches in the corner of the living room, with a space in between them. There was no table, I'll tell you why. But these dogs just kept appearing and disappearing from behind the couch, and I thought they were scared of the vacuum, so I kind of felt bad. I'm scaring these poor dogs with this vacuum cleaner, and it wasn't a quiet vacuum cleaner. That was not the selling point. Actually, they promoted that. It's like, listen to all this noise. You got all this power. And so numerous dogs all over the place. But two dogs in particular kept popping it out behind this vacuum. As I'm going around, I start working around the room, vacuuming and showing them how I can clean their trailer park or their trailer carpet. I make my way to that corner, not thinking anything about it. I kind of glance over, and there is a hole in the floor of the trailer, and it's like 2 feet wide. The dogs are coming in the trailer and getting out of the trailer through a hole in the floor between two couches while I'm demonstrating this vacuum cleaner. And they were like hopping in, going down the hallway, coming back, hopping back out, and they were just playing and having fun. They could care less I was using a vacuum cleaner. And the whole sales pitch, it was just a complete racket. You know, you go through this whole thing. I've seen dogs coming in out of a hole in the ground, and I'm thinking these people need a floor. They don't need a vacuum. They need floor repaired or replaced even. But you know, they need a new home. This is ridiculous. They're not going to buy this. And at the time, it was like $1,200 vacuum cleaner. It was an insane amount. And I'm going to sell it to these poor saps in a broken down trailer. Nah, it's not going to happen. And the whole thing would be that you'd be like, all right, here we are. We're going to break down the numbers. This is how much this vacuum costs. And then you could do monthly payments. This thing is guaranteed for 25 years or some garbage like that. Blah, blah, blah. And they're like, no, we can't afford it. And then that was to be their whole thing. Can't afford it, can't afford it. I was like, okay, well, what could you afford? You know, I'll do you a favor. And this was the sales pitch they told us to do. They tell you, they would train you to act like you were striking a deal for them. And, you know, I'll take a hit and I'll help you get this vacuum. So you would call, and no cell phones. So you get on the home phone, you'd call your office, your manager, and you're like, hey, I got Miss So-and-so here and there. They love this vacuum cleaner. It's a great thing. They really just can't pull off $1,200. Can we strike them a deal, man? And I would be like, it just kept going. What the Istanbul said? She retracted her message. But, and then they would like, and my manager's like, all right, tell them $1,000. And you come back and you try to negotiate. They're like, they're not going to buy this thing. But I, as the employee, had a responsibility to go through this skit. And it would last like 30 minutes or so. Of, you know, let me call him again. I'll tell him something. I'll get you a deal. And then you keep going, blah, 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 blah. And you're really basically cutting into his profits if you sold it at a discounted rate. So it would go back and forth. They're like, no, then I finally leave. I'm like, this is not for me. I cannot sell a stupid vacuum cleaner for the price of a used car to people who don't even have a complete floor. I lasted like 2 weeks, didn't sell a single vacuum cleaner. The guy was like, I came back, I took the box and said, here, have it. And he's like, you're fired. I was like, I'll quit. This is stupid. I was like, whatever. I didn't make a dime. I spent so much money in gas, time, running around pitching this vacuum cleaner. Door-to-door salesman. Yeah, good stuff. I did door-to-door salesman for 2 weeks. So kids, make sure you go to college. Don't try to wing it right out of high school. Go to a trade school, go to college, get a real job. Don't do door-to-door salesman. Don't be the used car salesman with the leisure suit saying, I got the best deals in town. No, and I had, I could take no for an answer. So if they didn't want it, like, no, like, okay. So walk off and do the next one. Like, whatever. I'm like, that was my downfall. I'm not good at sales. I definitely wasn't good at sales at the time. But I wasn't very confident in myself. I was like 19 or 20 years old. I'm going to strangers' homes with this expensive bag. It was just a total waste of time. I don't even think they have door-to-door salesmen anymore. Do they? I don't think so. That was a thing back in the 90s, in the 80s and 90s. Door-to-door salesman. Hey, I got all this stuff. You want to buy it? I can show it to you. I'm reading some comments here from Wesley. Clean this mess up, and they married for 20 years. What? Had a chick get drunk and sick, and the next day her future husband came with a sales pitch so they can clean this up, and they got married. What the hell? Johnny Bravo had a paper route. Oh man, never that. It wasn't a. I mean, there were the local paper, but somebody on a car was driving by and flinging them out their window. It wasn't a kid on a bicycle. I remember that. Um, Now they'd call 911 if you show up with something like that. If you don't have an Amazon package in your hand and you're knocking on somebody's door, they're going to call the cops. You're probably right, Ramesh. Asking questions about certain products, people were very nice and helpful. I guess if you're just doing surveys and stuff, they wouldn't be so bad. But man, I don't know. And the guy was so passionate about it. He was a good sales pitch. He could sell them. He sold them. He made money. And he knew the tricks of the trade. He dressed real nice in his suit, and he's like selling this stuff, and he could tell. And the thing was, if he could it was a pyramid scheme. If he can get a few people selling on his behalf, he gets a cut, and those people sell, and those people sell, and it would all trickle down to him, and he'd make money. So yeah, it was. I was young and naive. I didn't know. I was like, all right, do this. Let's do this. Whatever. I'm not shy. Let's go out there. But at the same time, they're like, nope, please, just pack up and leave. And I'm that way today still, even. Hey, if you don't want to participate, have a great day. I'm not forcing you. Oh, our survey is growing here. Let's look at our survey real quick. 33% ice cream, 33% pie, 22% cake, and 11% cookies for your favorite dessert. So, again, my polls are very random. At best, they're random. I don't want to plan them and try to think them out. I think they're more entertaining if I just do it spontaneously at the beginning of each podcast. I think that's what adds to its authenticity. So, yeah, if you're just joining, you've never been on here, welcome. And that's what we do here. We tell stories, shoot the breeze, talk a little about maybe some news or something going on in our lives, and sip some coffee. So, yeah, we're almost there. We got 3 more minutes left, 7:45. You got the big clock back here, keeping time for everybody. And good old trusty clock there. But, yeah, we run about 45 minutes. I think we had a pretty good show today. Don't you guys think? Anybody disagree? Oh, yeah, you used to do that, huh? Oh, well, that's quite the career you had there, GH. Kudos to you for putting yourself out there against a bunch of crazy old guys. I couldn't imagine. I've got a story for one of those, too, actually. Not that I was in that profession, but I had actually gone to one of those clubs, and I have a very funny story to tell there. It's not that politically correct. Thinking about it, again, this was like in the late 90s. The mentality of that type of profession was totally different than it is today. Yeah, I have a story for that too. I've got a lot of good stories. You keep throwing stuff at me, my mind will remember things that happened in the past and jog my memory of silly things that I experienced or even did when I was in my 20s. So yeah, before I got married and had kids and all this other stuff. But that's, again, another story in itself. We won't get into that. I'm playing with a bracelet on my wrist right now. That's what I'm fiddling with. But thank you, Ramesh. You guys are awesome. You were a bouncer. We've had bouncers. We had strippers. We've had vacuum salesmen. People doing paper routes. We've all had questionable, regrettable jobs in our younger years, just trying to make money and make ends meet, Yeah. Anyway. Like I said, I got a good story, Wesley. You could probably relate and concur and believe the story I would tell about a gentleman's club, as they call them. So, yeah. It was, pretty funny. It's a funny story. It's nothing bad or anything like that. It's actually, I thought it was hilarious. I may share that. I don't know if I want to go into that kind of story. But, yeah, crime scene cleaner. Well, we've reached 7:45, guys. It's been 45 minutes. Coffee with Malcolm. Thanks for hanging out. Episode 103. We're marching up there. We're getting there. Still carrying on this stream and making people smile, I hope. I hope people enjoy the podcast, the live stream. You're sipping some coffee. You're interacting with people, making friends. We got a Discord channel coming up, thanks to Johnny. The link is in tied into the chat. I'm going to put that into the YouTube channel description as well. There's a few other things I've been saying I was going to put in the description. I haven't done yet. I know I need to do that. Just bear with me. I'll get it in this description of the videos so you guys can email, link, and connect and do all that good stuff. But I hope you all have a great day. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Watch some other videos on my channel. You might be entertained. And don't forget to compliment a stranger. You might make somebody smile. So until next time, have a great day, guys. And I will see you tomorrow morning. All right, now I got to turn this thing around and turn it off. There's the outside. There it is. Boop.